Welcome aboard, everyone. Simon here from the Wales of Wall Street. Hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. Today, Elrond, EGLD, EGLD on the exchange. One of my favorite projects. Absolutely phenomenal powerhouse of a blockchain and everything else that it's doing to this day and age. For sure, I think it's absolutely phenomenal. Elrond right now is going through a bit of a dip in the chart, which we'll go on to in a second. But am I phased? No, not really. What's our predictions? What's our thoughts of where we're going? We'll go into that very soon. But first, I wanted to bring a couple of really awesome updates to you guys from Elrond. So irrespective of the chart, those that know, Elrond is going to be a giant, an absolute giant. Not just this year in terms of return. So I bought a load of EGLD probably around $26, I think. So probably there's many out there that got it for less than that. Of course, the old hindsight thing, if I knew it was going to be where it is today and where I know or believe it's going to be in a couple months time from now, I would probably have got more. But, you can't always win them all. And, I've got a big, broad portfolio, as has Steve. And you can't have everything, and we're restricted to limited capital and things like that. Of course, everyone's got different financial aspects and what they can and cannot do, so there is no right and wrong. You're just lucky or clever enough to try and get it as early as you can, the best you can, and that's all you can do. So here we are with this particular update around the Alchemy Pay. I think we announced this a few videos back, maybe a month or so ago. So not quite breaking news, but it was certainly something that was on the cards. So yeah, this is very much the start of the collaboration to allow the sort of bridging between the EGLD and fiat to over 200 million merchants using AlchemyPay. So the start of the integration on the Elrond networks, absolutely massive amount of people, and it's just gonna be so interesting. Of course, we've seen this week, particularly in our country here in the UK, or England in particular as well, we've seen PayPal announce the use of Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and what was the last one? Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, Bitcoin Cash, I think it was. So all of these things where people are like, digital currency will never be used. It will never be adopted. You can't buy things with Bitcoin. Don't be stupid. Whoa, it's happened. Sorry. And Elrond are doing similar moves as well. And of course, Elrond being an absolute powerhouse in terms of, well, actually not even probably a powerhouse. I'd call it a greenhouse. Incredible energy saving methods, of course, using the secure proof of stake mechanism as well. So basically kind of allowing the whole practicality of scalability through the sharding schemes that they've got with that as well. So there's loads of really positive aspects of Elrond. I can see why Alchemy have partnered with such an incredible system. Elrond can process upwards of 10,000 transactions per second with 5-second latency. 5 seconds is incredible. So very low fees, very quick speed processing of transactions. I don't know, it's quite amazing really, because it's all been on the cards for a while with like blockchain and crypto taking control of the financial systems across the world. But you've got the SEC going on with Ripple and this, that and the other, and I'm sure it'll conclude at some point, of course, about the bridging and interoperability about currencies and divisions of financial institutions worldwide. Then you've got this blockchain technology, which is kind of diverse into so many aspects, NFTs, the DeFi space, the DApp space, and essentially utilizing some of them as currency. It's crazy. It's like PayPal allowing you to pay with Ethereum. It makes no sense because it's not stable, but you can do it anyway. Whatever. It's crypto. Who cares? Like it's just that blasé attitude of crypto space right now. It's just like, yeah, we don't care. We're just cracking on. Catch up if you can sort of thing to the banks and the existing financial system. And do I welcome it? Absolutely. It's about time the world changed for the good. Everything became cheaper, easily more accessible, and greener. Yeah, there's a lot of I think we did a video a long time ago. Let's try and find it and dig it out for the end of this one about green crypto and how the impacts of blockchain and things like that are affecting versus current systems like Swift and Visa, etc. So really cool. So Alchemy operates in over 18 countries. Absolutely brilliant. More than 2 million merchants throughout partnership with industry giants such as Binance, Shopify, Arcadia, I'm not sure. I don't know those two. Just leave it those two, and more. There we go. So there's a bit of a white paper on that as well. So go check that out if you want to read a bit more about it. That's absolutely brilliant. 200 million merchants having access to Alchemy using Elrond technology. The next one, right down my street, I love the festival. Untold Festival is one of the most fantastic, beautiful, energetic, love, peace, whatever music festivals in the world. A bit like EDC we used to have here in England, the Electric Daisy Carnivals, you've got Tomorrowland, all of these cool places. So this was really interesting, and I thought this was quite an interesting move. Okay, I couldn't really imagine, like, maybe I could imagine NFTs doing this, like maybe like, and projects like Seek VR and all these like virtual reality blockchain tokenomics and technologies, but I never anticipated like EGLD being there. So of course they have like NFT aspects to their thing, but this isn't really what they were pushing at this event in particular. It was more just about the awareness of EGLD, what it was about, and encouraging as well people who are perhaps creative developers, coders, etc. And I'm pretty sure like some other people were able to go there, but apparently, so our present Untold was a catalyst for new users to join the ecosystem, with the majority of the 20,000 plus new accounts created over the last weekend being attributed to the festival goers. So it's not saying 20,000 festival goers were contributing to this uprise of people using the system, but it certainly helped in terms of the awareness and the campaign building. Nice car, by the way. So look forward to dropping us at more events in the future. It's a really cool little hideout, hangout kind of thing, getting people knowing about what blockchain is, what Elrond do. And I think that's the main thing, is encouraging people, especially this kind of generation of demographic that are there and then. These are the ones that are going to be the real quick adopters, especially through smartphone application and understanding payment methods, what NFTs are. And of course, I want to see in the future, right? I want to see you go to a festival and then there's a big QR code flashing up on the screen, so you scan it while you're waving your phone in the air like you just don't care, and then you get like a really awesome NFT from the concert or the gig or whatever, and there's limited edition, so you have to be really quick to get your phone out and scan, because there's only like 100 of them, and if you get them they're worth like thousands of pounds. That's the really cool thing, that maybe one day that will happen. But I thought I'd bring those couple of bits and pieces to the forefront of the news. And another one, Unfinished Festival under the patronage of the EU Parliament is set to reimagine human engagement and ideas exchange with NFT time banks on the Elron network. So that's really cool. So a really big piece here about NFTs and working out how it benefits not just the world but those around us, of course. The framework, as they say, into human trust. So very much really cool stuff going on with Elrond across the board. So take a keen eye out on this Unfinished Festival taking place online October 24th to 31st. It's going to be some nice Elrond interactions there. So now we've got those bits of news out of the way, do check out their Twitter as well for constant updates. We haven't done one for about a week or so, so that's why I've chucked in a few really cool little news gems there. Hopefully you've enjoyed them. Let's go into the chart. So before we go ahead, please, if you have not done so already, like this video, press the subscribe button and press that notification bell to ensure you get notified of all the awesome videos coming your way in the near future. So what have we got in this chart right now? So I've tidied it up a bit, made it look a bit more professional, hopefully, to your eyes and mine especially. So we got rid of the previous trend line and put this nice jazzy blue one in. So what we got here, we've got this buy opportunity, and as I mentioned in a previous video, so a lot of my Elrond is currently staking in the Elrond wallet, doing very well. I think around 15-16% still at APY, which is really good. But I always have one in the exchange just for a laugh. And I will pull out those in maybe a month's time as we approach nearer December, with anticipation of this getting really funky and fuzzy when we get to the big bull end of this year into January. So we'll go into that in a second. But yeah, we've got a buy back in on an Elron that I sold around about here. So it's not a gigantic. So I've still got some left, and I have still got this opportunity back here. Why have I put this here? Because I believe not only just on the fib retracement level, but certainly in the past, there's only been 1, 2, 3, 4 elements of resistance or support attributes in this area. So I did have a feeling that we may drop back into here. The other indication currently at the moment, not to say that Elron will definitely come down here, but we've got this MACD flip over here. Of course, in today it hasn't finished the close, so it'll be interesting to see if this continues to narrow and potentially drop in line. I'm not anticipating that this will drop completely back to maybe these levels, albeit that this is a very interesting point and very something to look at. It's quite intriguing. But I have put this area here in the hope that we would bounce off and straight back up. It is a possibility that we could come down here. It's still within our trend line kind of funnel here. Not to say that that's fully accurate, but it's certainly an opportunity because of this particular lines here. Let me just draw this in so you know where I'm thinking about. So those that are listening rather than watching, I'm thinking that there's a potential line that we could come down to at 182 at some point if there is a big bearish momentum. But I do believe that the worst case scenario should be, hopefully, if anything, around these potential regions of just over $200. Now, that's not to say, as I said, not that it will definitely happen, but it's something where the momentum of the cooling off of the volume coming in is dropping off, the RSI is dropping. Of course, we hit, let me just get that out of the way. We did hit the lines around the RSI recently up to around the sort of 81 mark, and it's pretty much bounced off that a couple of times about a week ago, and then it's dropped back down to the 64 mark. I do believe we might come down at 52, and that's where I think we might come back down to here, and that's going to look horrible maybe because we are so high up here in that kind of new all-time high aspect where we just dropped slightly over 300 and then to come down to where we are now at 250. So to put that in perspective, what I've done here on the right hand side, this element from just around $300 to this mark at 200 is actually only a 30% reduction, which I think is quite reasonable. So if it does happen, that is something to consider for sure. There's one down here which I think is very ambitious, but let's see. But yeah, so I think that is definitely possible. 30% is not a massive drop. It just sounds a lot because it's gone from 300 to 200, maybe potentially gradually. So let's keep an eye on that. As I said, the volumes are dropping off now, so there is an anticipation of a slightly bearish move for this period of time before we see an uptake, irrespective of like how well the project's doing. I don't think there's major roadmap aspects coming out certainly in the next few weeks, and what I anticipate is this kind of maybe bearish movement to continue possibly for the next week or so, and then when we get into October, I truly think that we'll start bouncing back up towards these high levels here up again and testing that all-time high, maybe perhaps around that sort of not bang on, but maybe mid-October or just before, and then we'll start tailing upwards for that big run between November, December, and possibly into January. Price prediction wise, guys, is quite interesting. I think personally that this could be getting around to that sort of $644. I think in the last video, I think we made some kind of prediction between that and $800, but actually doing a bit of analysis and seeing where this movement's going, I think that that's quite achievable. A lot of people were throwing out 1,000 earlier this year. I don't really know why. I think maybe they're just following some particular trend pattern or something. But I think realistically, to get where we are now is quite phenomenal. Like I said, when I was buying it earlier this year, I think, can't remember exactly when, but $25, and we're now at 250. Obviously we got to the 300 mark, but that's just phenomenal growth, isn't it, from that much? And in fact, we just look at these performance indicators on the right hand side. The week, irrespective of this little drop, is 3% up, 66% up on the month, 206 over 3 months. More importantly, year to date, 885%, and 1 year, 2,000 2000% growth. That is absolutely phenomenal. So really pleased with how everything's going. Let us know in the comments below if you're holding Elrond, EGLD. If you're staking it, let us know that as well, what wallet you're using. Sharing is caring, and it also helps us with the potential research for the next videos as well, talking about those, giving extra conversations. And even from this kind of point now, I'm just going to redraw this line that we did from the previous video. So let's say we do close around, say, 242 today. We might have a bit of a drop. Even if we dropped 30%, you know, that's a good 300% growth from here to the price point that we believe it will get to, which is around that sort of 644 mark. So really excited, and I do think we will get there for sure, just perhaps to the latter part of the stage. So there's plenty of opportunity along the way to get some buying opportunities as we've drawn in here. And once we've had this correction, however big it is, whether it's stabilizing here or dropping down and pulling up, we will also put in some potential sell opportunities. Not financial advice, but just based on, one, from my holdings, Steve's holdings when we got them, but also from these critical stages. For example, 21st of June when it was around 50, $60, of course, gigantic improvements. We've obviously started the channel quite recently, so we may have missed these first bits as we were setting up the channel and everything, but certainly we can do different points of view and saying, right, if you bought here, here's this potential sell opportunities that we think are good, based on various percentages. So hopefully you enjoy that in the next video. But that kind of wraps that up, guys. One last critical point here. If we do bounce off here and get support around this sort of 246 ish, and we start bouncing up, I did draw previously this between this red and yellow line was quite a critical point when we were talking about it back here when the all-time high came in. This is a critical point, so around that sort of $296, $297, that's really important for us to push above that and push over the 300 and get a close on there. Like I said, I don't really potentially anticipate getting to that around that sort of 300 mark, maybe until maybe like the second week of October. Let's see how it goes. Guys, I'm gonna wrap up there. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it informative. We'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.